Yes, of course. Thank you for loving this program. Of course, it's Let's Talk About Money. Let's make more money. It's your man, Angel. And of course, taking you through this program under the episode. Of course, hard work creates great work. And of course, today we're going to talk about a very interesting point, what we call choices. Of course, we're going to talk about choices, the ignored subject. So, choices this subject of choices has actually been lagging behind. Most people have been learning out from this thinking of we a product of our choices. Most people don't want to accept that they are a product of choices. So, in my book, of course, Earth, the Fool's Gambling Theater, I stress it more that choices are the ignored subject. Choices, the ignored subject. That chapter is very rich in actually in discussing this thing of choices. Most of us, we have been conditioned to believe that we are poor because of our poor leadership, our government, poor leadership of our governments. We are conditioned to believe that we are poor because maybe our parents are poor. We are conditioned to believe that we are not performing well because of other factors other than us. I want to accept that there are some factors that can limit you, but the truth is you can always overcome such factors and remain a top performer. I think that is very key. So life choices, the ignored subject, is what we are talking about. We are talking here in, of course, Let's Talk About Money. We always talk the hard truth and the ignored subjects. That's what makes us different. So if you want the ignored truth or the ignored subjects, we shall always talk about, you will always check us on our YouTube channel, of course, Angel Bahawa, and our Facebook page, Angel Bahawa. Check it out, and of course, you will like everything you'll find there. So in short, choices has been the ignored subject. Politics, other people have tried to convince us that we are not, our poor performance is not as a result of our poor choices, but because of other factors other than our own cause, which is typically bad, which is typically wrong. It's crap. Your performance is actually directly proportional to the small choices you make on a single day. Today we are talking about small things. In fact, in all this episode, we've been talking about small things that matter. Yeah, sure. In short, if you're gonna be the top performer you want to be, you gotta start making great choices that you got to make. So in short, the choices we make are the one responsible for the success or the failure we're enjoying today. So we all come, in fact, we need to understand that we all come into this world the same. Me and you will come naked, scared, and ignorant. After that grand entrance, the life we end up with is simply an accumulation of all the choices we make. Our choices can be our best friend or our worst enemy. Now, who sold you that because you're poor because of the poor government spending? You are poor because of your poor background. You're poor because of lack of education. You're poor. But all these choices, you can make a choice to alter the situation. If the government is all that poor, how comes that there are other people who are rich in the same government? If you are poor because you never went to school, how comes that there are people who never even got any formal education, but who are still successful and rich in this case? So you think you are fighting because of other people, your wife or your husband, not you. Or who told you that? If we don't take 100% responsibility of our lives, we shall continue blaming and creating excuses instead of facing the reality and changing the situations. So I think we should learn how to accept the reality, learn how to accept that we are the source of the failure we are enjoying today. And we can start today by making the life we want to make today. So in short, we all come naked, we all come scared, we come all ignorant. The life we end up with in our old age is just a multiplication of the small stupid choices we have made over time. So in short, think about it. Everything in your life exists because you first made a choice about something. Choices are at the root of every one of your results. Each choice starts a behavior that over time becomes a habit. You choose poorly and you just might find yourselves back at the drawing board, forced to make new, often hard choices. So of course, you don't choose at all and you have made the choice to be the passive receiver of whatever comes your way. Yeah, sure, of course. This is the hard truth. Even when you don't make a choice, when life asks you to make a decision or to make a choice, you have made a choice actually to not decide. Failure to decide or failure to take a choice itself is a choice. So I think that is a high level of course, philosophical discussion. That even when I don't make a decision, I've decided not to make a decision. Itself is a decision. You've become a passive receiver of whatever life hands to you. So I think this is a high time when you start taking life into your hands, knowing that whatever is happening because of your choices. And I've said failure to make a choice itself is a choice, or it's a decision. So in short, you make your choices and then your choices make you. You make your choices and your choices make you. Every decision, no matter how slight, alters the trajectory of your life. Every decision you make, no matter how small it is, it has to make an alteration or a sideways of what you end up with. So in short, every decision you make, however small it is, it alters the trajectory of whether or not you go to college, whether to marry or not to marry, to have a drink before you drive, to indulge in the gospel, stay silent, to make one more prospecting call or call it a next day, or to stay in love or not. All these are decisions that will alter the end life, or the way you are going to live your life. So those small decisions you make, when compounded, they will make a ripple effect. In some previous parts of this episode, we talked more about how you can read 5 pages per day if you became consistent. That's say when you're not a good reader, you're reading on 5 pages per day. At the end of the year, end of the month, you've read, of course, 5 times 30. That is 150. So you have read a book of 150. So I think that makes a whole lot of difference. So in short, we need to step up the game and be the people who are going to make the biggest change. So every choice has an impact when it is compounded in your life. So your biggest challenge isn't that you have intentionally been making bad choices, but of course your biggest challenge is that you've been sleepwalking through your choices. Half the time you have not even been aware that you are making any choice. Your choices, of course, our choices are often shaped by our culture and upbringing. They can also be intertwined in our routine behaviors and habits that they seem beyond our control. That is it. So most cases we have sleepwalked in our choices. This ignored subject, no one is talking about your choices. So everyone is trying to make you believe that your government has a hand in your poverty, your parents have a hand in your poverty, your friends have a hand in your poverty, your wife or your husband has a hand in your poverty. Everyone is trying to convince you that you are not responsible for the lifestyle you are living, for the kind of life you are living. No one is telling the truth that choices has been an ignored subject. And I'm telling you today, start making choices. Stop sleepwalking through your decision or your choice making process. Be awake and make sure that everything you do, you have a decision in it. If it is prospecting, stop procrastinating. Start calling clients, reaching them out. If it is doing anything you love doing, start doing it today. Stop procrastinating. If it is marriage, start making decision consciously rather than unconsciously. Most of us, we've made a decision. You found yourself in a bar. You found yourself taking a bottle of beer, a bottle of whiskey. And over time, it has become a habit to the extent that you no longer have power to overcome it. You find yourself in the bar. You find yourself already boozing. You are just there because you unconsciously made a decision to start drinking. You've unconsciously made a decision to start engaging in prostitution and all that crap that has brought you where you are. But if you can become awake and start considering little things, small little things that have held you back, and start considering them and making conscious decision to alter those small little things, you would alter change your life in just in a given period of time. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm reminding you that you and me were a product of our choices we have done over time, and that is what makes us the people we want to be. So let's say you've loved this program and you love to know more about this, and maybe you found it ending and you feel like you should listen deeply about it. You can check us personally, me, Angel Bahabwa, at the YouTube channel, and of course Angel Bahabwa, that is our Facebook page, and or any other social media. And if you want to basically read deeply about this subject of choices, and you want to go deep into it, you can check my book I wrote, that is Earth, the Fool's Gambling Theater. Earth, the Fool's Gambling Theater. And once you get to it, you can always enjoy it and of course share with the rest of the members. Now say you have loved this program and you want it to continue, you can always check us on our YouTube channel, Angel Bahabwa, or our Facebook page, Angel Bahabwa. If you like it, share it with friends, and if you don't, hit the notification button so that you may not again, of course, get this program. Ciao.